Okay, so we're doing a follow-up to some Blackwork stuff. We're just going to say Blackwork stuff because there's a face tattoo and a blackout cover-up type deal in here. So broad envelope, umbrella, whatever the fuck you want to say.
Okay, so the title of this email is Mazakrov chest cover-up, and it is from Rob, and it says, "My man, here's a couple of new healed up pictures of the recent 3-day session I had with Mazakrov. See last email for details. In the process of blackout blast over on the other arm as we speak, all mapped out and ready to get to it. Peace." Oh yeah, that thing is amazing.
Remember I said that when it healed, you'd be able to see more of what was going on in there? I still want to see what the hell he covered, though.
Yeah, I know. I really want to see a before and after.
Well, in order for him to have to go this black, there had to have been a lot of chaos, right?
Yeah.
Like, it had to have been something like maybe even darker than what's on his arm there.
Oh, I think this is just so cool.
But you can see that, like, you get a bit of a glimpse of like what must have been like by looking at the waist here.
Yeah.
And the other arm. Like, it had to have been busy and small and like lots of like hard black lines and shit. Because like otherwise I could see him having, or maybe he didn't want to do red. I don't know. But usually Mazakrov uses more color in his stuff. But here it's mostly white, black, and opaques.
But I just think this creature is just so wicked.
Yep. Yeah, no, this is one of the darker ones.
And all the little
still really cool
detailing, and oh man, it's just so wicked.
Yeah, see, when originally we put that in there, I'm sure some people thought that it would be
gone.
Yeah, like none of that was going to be there when it was healed, or it's going to be a big blob or something, and that's just bullshit from halfwits.
This artist knows what they're doing. They know exactly what they're doing.
You ever get a guy say that's bullshit, you can't do it's because he can't do that because he sucks. That's what that is. It doesn't mean that no one can do it. It means that tattooer is checked out and probably will never achieve much of anything.
Right.
Whereas there are people who can do this and it will heal well. And if anything, this will probably look better with time, not worse. Because as this black chills out to a more, relaxed, kind of flat look, like it won't be this crisp forever, all of these details are going to look better with time, not worse.
Yeah.
It's the same thing like with my rose sleeve, for example. The white is actually holding in like tonally better than the black on black. The black on black has stayed distinct, but the white holds its white better when you have it saturated.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It keeps its shape better when you have black next to it than the black on black does. The black on black there is really just to give context and structure to the white on black, but you do need it there. Looks like he framed out a bird's head though up there. It might be a trick of the light. It's hard to say.
Up here?
Yeah.
I don't think it's a bird's head. I think
looks almost like a bird's head.
Framing out like a more monster piece.
Yeah, it's hard to say what's going on there. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, I'm excited to see.
That does look like a bird's head to me.
Is he doing the arm as well? Like,
yeah, that's what he's saying. He's blasting blasting over an arm. But I thought maybe he's talking about the other one.
Oh, I thought maybe Mazakrov was going to do this arm as well. Like,
he had to travel to see him, so it's possible, but I don't know. We'll have to wait and see how this develops.
Yeah, keep us updated.
In a comment,
really
he mentioned
cool.
that the bird was gonna be like it's gonna make more sense with what else they're doing. I believe that's true.
Oh.
So
it looks like you might have a really cool back piece happening.
Yeah, I want to see the rest of your work and definitely keep us updated.
Yeah,
it's pretty
and I want to see if
far.
anything else goes on with this arm too.
He'll watch this because he watches most of the episodes, and I'm sure we'll get the update. And by the way, fill in your armpit. It's not that bad. You've already done some of it.
No, just do it. Just do it.
Just get in there. You've already blacked through the parts of it.
And you've got your nipples done.
Yeah, the armpit's not as bad as the nipples.
Right?
Not at all. So this is this next one here. We have a picture of Marilyn Manson, and it seems to make no sense, I'm sure. But this was sent in by the guy who he did the face tattoo where it was the black lines onto his chest and neck and stuff.
Yeah, and I remember we liked it.
Yeah,
like,
we did.
I remember we didn't hate it. I remember.
Yeah,
I
no, I didn't hate
had
that.
Fond feelings about
Although
it.
I didn't know what the fuck the context was.
Yes.
I didn't understand the the connection to Marilyn Manson because I'm not a Marilyn Manson fan.
Neither am I.
In fact, like to go on a little bit of a rant, not because I'm a hipster, but because I'm a hipster and some degree about music. I like a lot of European metal, and when I was growing up, I was a bit of a hipster about music, and people would assume that I liked Marilyn Manson, but realistically, I don't listen to that, and I found it annoying because I was listening to stuff like, at that point, I was really into bands like Bal Sagoth, which almost no one will know. And most of the music I was listening to was incredibly underground European metal. And so when people would say things like that to me, it always riled me up.
Yeah,
I also hated when people assumed that, like, because I was a goth in my own mind, and when people would conflate that or equate that with being an emo, that also irritated me.
Yeah, I was
Two different fucking things, asshole.
I wasn't into Marilyn Manson. To me, it was too mainstream, so I guess I was a hipster too.
Yeah, I'm not. And you know what? Take nothing away from him if you like that. That's fine.
Yeah,
but
no, if you're into it, I think he did a really good thing for the community. I think he's a little different, and I think that's good. I think it's pushed a lot of the different look into the forefront, and I don't think that's a bad thing.
Yeah. So now I can see the inspiration, and
I do.
I think I asked specifically to see how it worked with like his look because
And well,
it's
I
kind of
think we
hard to
weren't
say.
seeing his jawline very much either.
Yeah. So I really had no context for any of this. So if at the very least this clears up some of the confusion about that. I don't know that I would ever get anything like this, like media related, as like a face tattoo though.
I really like it. I think that it's different enough. Like I can see the inspiration, but it's different enough, and I really like how he's framed like his jaw and his neck.
I just think that he should now do more with this and not just have it on his face. Like it should be, like it's bold to do this the way he has.
Yeah, I foresee like it would be cool to get some stuff coming off his
Before
hairline
he does
and
any
his
more on
temple.
his face, I would say you have enough on your face and get to doing your fucking arms and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm not going to be that guy. And Christ, there's a Simpsons meme that has been made of me, and it's traveling all over the internet all the time. I see this thing pop up, or the 2010 guy versus the 2022 guy. I actually think that those years are fucked up. Like, I think it's earlier than that, and it's, you know, but whatever. I think full bodysuit guy versus the guy who has just hands and face.
Hands, face, neck. Yeah.
I'm not going to be like a real dick about it, but I do think you should get some more of your body done before you go straight to your face. Hands, I don't even care as much about, but face, you should have some. You should have some awareness and history with being judged for how you look before you get into that, because it will change the way people view you, and it doesn't matter if you're okay with it. It will close off certain things, and I've had a few people call me out on saying things like, "Oh, well, Remy says, oh, his face tattoos don't affect his life." They don't affect my life. They haven't affected my life at all, but they might affect someone's life if they weren't set up in a way that that was okay. Like I had fucking over 100 piercings done on me before I had face tattoos. It didn't fucking matter for me. But for someone without any of that experience, yes, it will matter.
And the thing
whether
is,
you like it or not.
People perceive you differently. You get questions that you're not expecting. You get looks that
I
you're
don't
not
get
expecting.
any questions that I don't expect. They've all been asked.
I don't mean you. I mean like, maybe I would be a good example. If I went and got like some really extreme face tattoos, I think I'd have a pretty hard time with the public's view of me, because it does bring a lot of attention to you that you're not expecting.
It's, weirder is that we live so much on social media these days, and people are absolute jerks on social media, and they're generally not in person.
Yeah.
So you get more of that shit online. Like if this guy posted this and this image had like somehow goes viral, all of a sudden he's got 6,000 plus people, who knows how many people, just shitting on him nonstop about it, right? And maybe that doesn't affect him, but for some people it will.
Yep.
That doesn't happen in real life that way, but it might keep you from getting a job that you want. It is possible.
It is very possible.
Although most places are hiring these days and don't give a fuck about that. There's enough like lazy people out there that don't want to do hard work that, you know, if this guy had to come into where I used to work, for example, and he worked hard, it wouldn't matter that he had this problem.
I've had employers say to me, you know, I wouldn't have ever hired someone like you until I hired you.
Well, that's what you do.
And then now I want to hire people like you all the time because I work really hard.
It's not necessarily an indicator that this person works hard either.
No, it's true.
Because I had my old employer said much the same, but then we would hire some people with lots of piercings or tattoos, and then all of a sudden they're just as bad as the guy who didn't. So
yeah, we're all human beings.
These things aren't indicators of work ethic so much as it is that they don't indicate a bad work ethic, right? A bad human can get a tattoo. A good human cannot, you know, or the other way around. It doesn't really matter either way, but this will have an effect on your life to some degree. So I would recommend setting yourself up both in a lifestyle that will facilitate this being okay, and also just kind of having some experience with being different and living with being different before you jump into something, or at least looking different to people before you jump into something like right on your face.
Yeah.
Obviously this has already happened. So in this instance, I would just say before you do any more, you should probably use the space you have on your body and have fun with that first, because it may be the case that, you know, later in life you want to do more with this, and you went too small or whatever, and now you've got this here already, and it's a little bit harder to work around, short of, you know, completely blasting over it. And you know, I just think you've got a lot of body to play with first, and you should have some fun with that.
You can get a big portrait of Marilyn Manson if you want. Like, go to a real good portrait artist.
Maybe he does.
Wow, why not? That would be wicked.
Someone told me that the artist who did this does things like this all the time. I can't remember the name of the artist, but someone was very happy to see this guy's work featured on the show because they really like it. I guess he must be a bit of a deal.
No, nice.
But I don't have the name of the artist on hand, so, but very distinct style, so I don't mind the look of this at all.
No, I really like the look. I think it frames your face really well.
I think this looks really nice. It's just, I would do more with your body now. You kind of fill it in.